Some historical churches in the province of Ilocos, Norte. Immaculate Conception Parish, Batac City. Year 1587, the Agustinians appointed Father Esteban Marin as the first prior of Batac. Another prior is Father Pedro de Vivar, wrote the Relacion recalling Diego Silang's rise against the Spaniards, year 1762. In 1620, the original buildings was destroyed. Father Pedro Carriaga began reconstructing the church year 1690 and finished it year 1692. A historical landmark in the rustic town of Batac is the Our Lady of Immaculate Conception Church that was built during the Spanish era. It is plastered with the original barricada, a mixture of lime, sand, water, and egg whites. This church has been the center around which the townspeople have directed their faith and way of life, and continues to be a precious heritage of the town's vibrant past. The original features and authentic colors give the church a Romanesque look with an Italian influence exemplified by recessed portals, embellished wheel windows, and inverted moldings. Heavy twin pilasters complement the large rose window and the wide opening of the main portal. Parish Priest, Very Reverend Father Noel Ayan G. Rabago, JCL. Reverend Father Lloyd Vincent S. Sungat. Reverend Father Cipriano L. Almas. St. William Cathedral, Lawag City. The first church of Lawag was made of wood and thatch when the Agustinians established the parish in 1580. The foundations of the current church was laid on 1612. It was damaged by fire year 1843 and was restored from 1873 to 1880 by Obras Publicas under Engineer Antonio de la Cámara and Father Santiago Muniz. The church was occupied by the revolutionists in 1898 and by the American forces in 1899. The ownership of the church was contested by the Aglipayans from the Roman Catholic, from which the Catholic Church won ownership. The church facade was renovated by adding lime plaster in 1936. It became a cathedral when the Diocese of Lawag was created year 1961. The church was again renovated from 1971 to 1972. It was slightly damaged by an earthquake year 1983. The church is known for its Italian Renaissance design. It is also as an unusual two-story facade supported by two pairs of columns on each side of the arch entrance. The top of the facade holds a recessed niche that showcased the image of the city patron saint, Saint Guillermo el Ermitaño. It has windows made from copies with wrought iron screens. It has a main retablo and two smaller ones on each side. The lower level of the huge retablo contains the image of Saint William, the parish patron saint. Parish Priest, Reverend Father Rex Clifford C. St. Augustine Parish, Paway, Ilocos Norte. The St. Augustine Church, commonly known as the Paway Church, is a Roman Catholic church in the municipality of Paway, Ilocos Norte in the Philippines. Completed in 1710, The church is famous for its distinct architecture, highlighted by the enormous buttresses on the sides and back of the building. It is declared as the National Cultural Treasure by the Philippine government in 1973 and a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the collective group of Baroque churches of the Philippines, year 1993. Poway Church, the Philippines' primary example of a Spanish colonial earthquake Baroque architecture, dubbed by the iconic buttress Alicia Cosette, an interpretation of the European Baroque adapted to the seismic condition of the country through the use of enormous buttresses on the sides and back of the building. The adaptive reuse of Baroque style against earthquake is developed since many destructive earthquakes destroyed earlier churches in the country. Javanese architecture reminiscent of Borobudur of Java can also be seen on the church walls and facade. Parish Priest Reverend Monsignor Manuel M. Damayo. Saint John the Baptist, Shrine of la Virgen Milagrosa de Badoc, Badoc, Ilocos, Norte. The Saint John the Baptist Basilica, also known as the Shrine of la Virgen Milagrosa de Badoc, is a Roman Catholic church in Badoc in the northern Philippine province of Ilocos, Norte. The basilica houses the Virgin Milagrosa statue of the Virgin Mary, is dedicated to John the Baptist and has the title of a minor basilica since 2018. It was built in the 17th century in the Baroque style. The architect of the church is Brother Antonio Estavillo, OSA, who also built the Church of St. Augustine in Poway, which is recognized as a World Heritage Site. It is one of the 11 Baroque Phil-Hispanic churches in Ilocos Norte. The side walls of the single-nave church are reinforced with the massive buttress walls to protect against earthquakes. To the left of the entrance of the church is a bell tower. The church was converted into a parish church year 1714 when it was separated from the parish of St. Nicholas of Tolentino in Sinait, Ilocos Sur. In November 2018, the elevation of the church to a Basilica Minor was announced. The story traces the life-size statue of Nagasaki in Japan. It is said to have been given to the sea by Christians in Japan who were secret because of the persecution during the Tokugawa regime. Along with the miraculous statue of Christ of the Black Nazarene, the statue came ashore year 1620 at Pagetpet on the border between Sinait, Ilocos Sur and Badoc, Ilocos Norte. The statue of Mary came to Badoc, the statue of Christ to Sinait. The statue of the Virgen Milagrosa was canonical crowned May 2018. Parish Priest Reverend Father Joel Reynold P. Castillo and Reverend Father Mitchell V. Valdepeña. St. Andrew the Apostle Parish, Bacara, Ilocos Norte. The Agustinians founded the town of Bacara on September 18, 1590 and began their missionary activity on land owned by a chieftain the Spaniards named Castillo and a certain Andres Hermosa. Bacara was established as a mission center for the Apayao. The Agustinian mission was run by 2 priests serving a population of 4,000. The church and an adjoining convent were established year 1593. On the site were an Igorot named Baksalondok, first settler of the town and chieftain, had erected his house. The church site is now located in the center of town. The town became a Visita of Lawag in 1603 and an independent parish in 1614. 1782, a new church on the site was inaugurated by the Agustinians. In 1973, President Ferdinand Marcos declared the church as a national cultural treasure through Presidential Decree number 260. The Baccarat Church is famous for its centuries-old domeless or beheaded belfry known as Torre di Baccarat. The structure stands 3 stories and 50 meters, 160 feet high. The original bell tower is detached from the main church building and made of coral bricks. Was erected in 1828. However, periodic earthquakes from 1931 to 1971 caused the dome to start leaning. Parish Priest Reverend Father Ray Magis S.
Salamat Panginoon sa iyong misyon, kaloob sa aming puso, aming sarili ay aming handog, laging tapat at laging tugon, naririto handa kami, Panginoon.